Good morning, Year 10. It is Tuesday, the 21st of April. Hello, welcome back. I hope you had a lovely Easter break and enjoyed the sunshine. What glorious weather we had in Letchworth. So we're going to crack on today straight away with the last couple of revision sessions on An Inspector Calls. So I hope you've got your revision cards ready. We're going to look at another character. Now, if you've been doing all the previous sessions, you should have a good idea which characters we have left to look at. So this shows you the stage directions for this remaining character. This character speaks with dignity towards the beginning of the play. They speak reproachfully to Mr. Burling. They speak sharply to Sheila Burling. Sharply. Angry when speaking to the inspector. Stung, as if something has upset them. Further towards the end of the play, this person becomes very distressed, and then really close to the end, this person is triumphant and smiling. Process of elimination. Who haven't we done? Who speaks in a dignified way, looking down their nose at everybody else? Of course, it's Sybil Burling. Everyone's favourite snob. We love how much we hate her, don't we? Okay, so this is Mrs. Sybil Burling. Right, so let's have a look at each of these stage directions in turn and make a note on our revision card of what these stage directions tell us about this particular character. Okay, so when she speaks with dignity, having dignity means that you possess the quality of being worthy of respect. Okay, what does Mrs. Burling think about herself? Okay, so she's speaking in a dignified way. Think of your poshest, snobbiest voice, and you've got Mrs. Burling speaking with dignity. What does she think of herself? Does she think she's better than everyone else? Does she think that her social status means that she's up here? Don't forget, she's old money, isn't she? She married Mr. Burling, who's slightly lower in status. She married new money. She's old money. She's as posh as they get, right? Unless, you're a lord or a lady. Does she think that she is bee's knees? Does she think she is above everyone else? Maybe she even thinks she's above the law. Okay. Sharply to her daughter, Sheila. Why does Mrs. Burling speak to Sheila in this way? And what can we tell about their relationship? Now, if you remember, Mr. Burling also speaks in a rather sharp way to Eric, to his son. So both the parents speak in a very sharp way to their children. They tell them off quite a lot. They chastise them. What does this tell us about their relationship? Is Mrs. Burling a very warm, caring, maternal mother? Or is she, as the stage directions tell us at the beginning, a rather cold woman? Is she quite standoffish? Does she treat Sheila like the young woman she is? Don't forget, Sheila's in her early 20s. Or does she treat her like a child? Does she tell her off? Does she give her no respect at all? Okay. Very distressed. I love this bit in the play when Mrs. Burling becomes distressed. It's great to see someone so snobby and so full of themselves just come crashing down. Okay, why is Mrs. Burling going to be very distressed? What will the events of the evening do to her? Now, obviously, we know that she discovers that her perfect family is in fact anything but perfect. Her precious son is an alcoholic. Her precious daughter is engaged to someone who has an affair, but also she uses her position of power to get someone sacked. Now, whose fault is that? Sheila only had her mother to learn from, right? She learns all sorts of horrible things about people that she believed were honest and moral and upright and true. She learns things about herself as well that she perhaps doesn't like so much. So she becomes very, very distressed. She also realises, doesn't she, of course, that she is responsible for the death of her unborn grandchild, which is a blow. No matter how much of a horrible person you are, that's going to be something that's difficult for anyone to live with. Does it affect her in her heart, though? Or do you think she's only worried about how her reputation will be affected? Is she only worried about the veneer, the facade, how people see her family? Is that all that matters to her? It's worth thinking about. Lastly, because I've been talking enough, triumphantly, Mrs. Burling shares this stage direction with her husband. What does this tell us about how the Burlings intrinsically feel? So how they really feel inside. Are they portrayed as individuals or something more? Okay, so the first question, what does this tell us about how they intrinsically feel? Okay, they are triumphant because they realise, or rather Gerald makes it clear to them, the inspector's not really a policeman. It doesn't matter. Everything that happened may be true, but it doesn't matter. And Eva Smith might not even have existed at all. It could have just been lots of different girls, and this inspector person decided to fabricate, to put together this lie and say that it's all one person. They think they're totally off the hook. This doesn't matter. Hooray! What do they symbolise? These two people, are they individuals, or do they symbolise, do they represent something more? The answer is they represent something more. Every character in this play is symbolic of something in society. Don't forget Priestley wrote this for a reason. What do they symbolise? They symbolise capitalism. They symbolise selfishness. They symbolise a lack of morality. These people don't seem to care. Do they learn their lesson? Have they learned their lesson? Or the phone ringing at the end, is that their lesson being taught to them again? That phone possibly symbolising the start of World War II, which we looked at in my classes earlier, didn't we? Okay, that's it for today. I'll leave this on the screen for a minute. You can pause it, finish off your revision cards, and I'll see you next time.